Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Warriors didn't hold back in that opening half. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Golden State Warriors. The Knicks did a lot of things wrong in that opening half. It's stunning when you look at how many turnovers they've already given up in this matchup. They've done a terrible job of taking care of the basketball. And if you don't have the basketball, you can't score. It seems pretty obvious, right?
Game track. Field goals.
The New York Knicks weren't efficient with their shooting, and therefore they weren't effective with their offense. Their field goal percentage is lacking, and it's probably the biggest reason for their first half deficit. Most of their bricks were laid in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
Klay Thompson has the defense figured out, and his shots are falling for him. That's a lethal combination that will be hard to overcome.
Who was cold?
Emmanuel Mudiay would have definitely preferred being our player of the half, but he was anything but that. There's just no way to avoid getting called out when you miss every single shot you take. He hasn't been able to get anything to drop. And with that, I'm sending it back to Ed and Jay to bring you the rest of the game.
Knicks with the basketball to Hardaway.
Screen, I got your help.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. To Green. 3 titles in 4 years. New arena next year, Jay, in San Francisco. Crazy to think that any of these Warriors would want to go anywhere else.
It's the way they've been leveraging their brand off the court in Silicon Valley. You see guys like Kevin Durant, who have 35 Media, his own media production company, also making a ton of investments. You see Stephen Curry and Andre Iguodala investing in E-Game Sports, amongst other things. I actually got a chance to host a Players Technology Summit with Andre Iguodala, where he talked about a multitude of things that he's invested in. They're able to leverage the business outside the business of sport, which is why I think they'll stay around in the Silicon Valley for a very long time.
Neely Keenan into the front court. Down a bundle. Curling inside. Lays it up and in.
There you go. I like seeing scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Kevin Durant has it. To Green. Here comes the screen. To the basket goes Curry, but his shot stays out.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jawing is only going to escalate.
Shot off the mark. Good defense. And they call it.
A simple touch foul.
Stephen Curry. That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 1.
Here we go. I got him.
Neely Keenan. Tim Hardaway Jr. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Here's Curry with it up top. His guys holding the big lead. Knocked loose. Knicks have it. Inside, he scores.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. Body in transition, thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Five to shoot for Golden State. Curry to Durant. Beyond the arc for three. He was all over him.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
It's Curry controlling the offense. To Green. Nothing going here on that drive. Green on a pass stolen by the Knicks. To Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox powers it through.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Thompson to Durant.
Stepping in for New York, number 23, Trey Burke.
Thompson. Tough shot. Well defended.
He had such a great first half, but obvious adjustments were made defensively to shut him down, and now he's really starting to struggle.
The assist from number 11, Frank Tilikina.
Warriors last year had to go on the road, win a Game 7 at Houston to take the West. Jay, you know Steve Kerr wants to see his team play better at home, make sure they get home court advantage.
Especially because this is the last year at Oracle Arena. And when you have a team that can play with a sense of urgency that is as talented as this Golden State Warriors team is, you better watch out. They slacked off last year. They were 29-12 at home. Now, that's a pretty amazing record at home, but let me tell you why they slacked off. The 3 years prior to that combined, they were 114-9. I think we're going to see that Golden State Warrior team from those years instead of the one from last year.
Rises for the slam.
He's a modern-day big that plays like a 6'2 guard. Scary.
New York in control of the basketball. To Cantor. Nothing going here on that drive. And it's Cantor. He's now 4 for 6.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Oh, mistake there as the pass stolen by the Knicks.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Burke with it. Shot clock off as they search for something to narrow the deficit. Fires the three. He's been waiting a long time for that one to go down.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Deep three at the buzzer. 3 quarters down. The Warriors with the lead. The Warriors with the basketball to begin the 4th quarter. We thought based on this matchup, this could be a one-sided affair. But oh, Jay, this has been a tight contest.
Yeah, they got the lead, but they've really had to work for it. And sometimes when you think you're going to have an off night and win the game by 20, that's when you find yourself in this league in those dogfights.
Let's Let's see what the Knicks can do here. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back, everybody communicated, everybody pointed. It was just better offense than there was defense.
Thompson to bring it into the front court. Leads 5. He's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
Notice that the defense isn't giving him as much space anymore. They're crowding him every time he catches the ball and really getting into his legs defensively.
Livingston across the timeline. He'll run the offense. Enes Kanter pins it. That's his first of the game.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Shot from the lane won't go. Bell knocked loose. Knicks come away with it. Ntilikina with the basketball. His guys down 3. From the painted area, won't go down.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
New York Knicks basketball. And the rebound taken by the Warriors. Green goes to the right side. Thompson, he's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off 3-point shots.
Now a whistle, and we'll get a timeout for the Knicks. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 remaining.
I know the fans didn't get a chance to hear this during the break, but the coaches are wearing a mic for the broadcast. I heard a lot of arguing inside the huddle. It lets you know that the intensity level is pretty high going into the 4th.
New blood coming in for both sides. Ntilikina. Hardaway. Warriors have it. To Curry. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Can't go down. Smothering defense. To Hardaway. Tim Hardaway Jr. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
Confidence is such a beautiful thing, isn't it? Even if your perceived abilities prohibited, you gotta be you.
Green. Finish that. Possession lies with New York. To Hardaway. Ntilikina. Trey Burke. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Burke with it. The deficit now up to 5. To Hardaway. Trey Burke had made his first 3, but that shot off the mark. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Trey Burke. Time to shuffle things up. Durant. On a pass stolen by the Knicks.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Gets to the basket and scores.
But Ed, you have to give Coach Fizdale, Scott Perry, and Steve Mills, and everybody in the New York Knicks organization a lot of credit for drafting this young man. He just turned 19 and hasn't even begun to scratch the surface of how talented he is. Shoots the ball very similar to Allen Houston. That's the cap. That's the highest level, but also possesses the ability to put the ball down on the ground and finish over the top of the trees. There's no doubt about it. Between him and Porzingis, the Knicks are well on their way.
Curry has it.
Here we go. Screen coming.
1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter.
To Durant. Has a chance. Kevin Durant. With that, he's 5 for 9.
The defense should have picked up on that action. That's going to cost them.
Burke with it. They're down 3. Hardaway. The drive. Right to the basket. Down the lane to lay it in.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
It's Steph Curry with the rock. To Durant. Here comes the screen. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Kevin Durant at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Free throw's good. It's a 3-point play. And more importantly, it means this is a 2-possession game. Now the coach of the Knicks going to signal for a timeout. It's their second and final one of the last 3 minutes. They cannot stop the clock again. Hardaway to Kevin Knox. Warriors come up with it. Now the intentional foul as they get it with a little under 20 seconds left to play.
This is why teammates love him. Yeah, that was an aggressive play, but you're also sending a message, setting the tone. You can't half-step on that.
Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. Burke with it. 5-point game. Off the assist.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Steph Curry. Ooh, 3 for 8. He's got to do better.
Curry, obviously the greatest shooter we've ever seen. Yeah, I said it. But he's so good at driving and using his body to shield off the contact.
And an intentional foul here in the closing moments. But it shouldn't make too much of a difference in what is now a 2-score game.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
And gets both to drop at the line. Long heave from 3/4 court. It's the Warriors who get the victory as they get a good win on the road. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
The EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Warriors finished with a narrow victory on the scoreboard. And it's surprising. We got such a competitive game when they hit so many threes. But they did what was necessary to finish it off. Here are the guys who put up the most points
For the Golden State Warriors.
The Knicks lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. The way they shot the ball was outstanding, but even still, it wasn't enough to get the result they wanted. More often than not, you're going to win games when you shoot the ball as well as they did here today.
Game track. Field goals.
From an offensive standpoint, this was a quality game. The same can't be said for the defense, but still, it turned out to be an entertaining matchup.
Player of the game.
Day-Day was just amazing in this game. What other word could you use for someone that played the kind of defense that shut down an entire team? Yeah, exactly. Amazing.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Here are the top plays from the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.